All right, good weekend, traders, and welcome to 2026. We are live in the new year trading, and I wanted to start off with a new video on where we are and where the markets are, some trades we're looking at, and give you some ideas out there. So let's get into it. We'll keep the video short today. Well, let's talk about the account, and then let's talk about the videos. And if you haven't seen my 2025 year in review video yet, you may want to go check that out as well. Give you a sense of what strategies I used, what worked, what maybe didn't work quite as well, although most things worked pretty well for the year. And the income poor man covered call, the 112C trades, Strangles, zero DTE, all of that stuff worked pretty well this year. Some worked better than others, but everything paid off in that account. So a good year in 2025. We are back at it in 2026 as I stay here on YouTube, just telling you guys what I'm doing. Again, this is for education, entertainment purposes. I'm just sharing my journey with you. If you want to follow along, you're certainly welcome to do that. If you want to come up with your own strategies, I welcome you to do that. And if you want to check out what we're doing in the Discord and get some knowledge, some education, and take yourself from that B level to the A level, as I've discussed here, and you want to become a top trader, you got to invest in yourself. Okay, it's a new year. Okay, open up your piggy bank, shake out a few loose change here, and come and join us and get some education. Okay, it'll pay off for a lifetime. And if it makes a big difference in your trading, okay, even if it makes a 5% difference on the year, that could be huge, more than pays for the tuition of getting involved in there and getting into a great community that's going to help you. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get into it and talk about the strategies that we're using, and we'll talk about the account for the year. So let's get into this year's account. I can get off video for you. And obviously, we've only had one trading day here. We ended the year at 414,875. Hey, we're already up 693 bucks, okay, in one day. It's all good. It's early. Our delta has dropped. So delta dropped. We're very delta neutral, under 0.2%, which is fantastic. Our theta dropped a little bit, 0.32%. It's a little on the light side, but it's okay considering where volatility is and VIX is right now. And we are at our highs for the year. Okay, so far everything is great. One day in, all right. Our BP dropped a bit to 56%, so we're in good shape. Now we did take a few realized losses, but we have a total gain in our account. And what I did was I closed out a few trades to start the year, and that's what you see there. So that being said, we're already on it. We've picked up some money on an income poor man covered call roll. We did lose a zero DTE trade. So last year we had almost an 86% win rate. We did lose one this year. Actually, we had a better than that. We were 120 out of 140 last year for 86% on the year. Lost one to start the year, but we'll get it back. It's all good. We actually had a one winner, one loser yesterday. So we did win one as well. Strategy keeps paying off and doing great. Anyway, none of this stuff really matters. It's one day in, but there you go. You can see where we are. Let's talk about the income poor man covered call trades. We've got one on in SPY. That's up 62% since we opened it. We are now into the new year. Sold another 1,400 of extrinsic on the 31st. We'll wait to see where that takes us. On the QQQ trade, here we had a great year last year. We've already booked 692 of extrinsic, and we just sold another $567 worth of extrinsic value here. We're already up 71% in this trade all time. The strategy trade is down. Now the stock's down 13%. We're down 8% almost, which is fine considering that where strategy is. Again, we're only 27 days in. I tell you to not even look at your P&L for at least 2 to 3 months. So it really doesn't matter. I don't really pay much attention. We're down 1,080 here, okay, but we just sold another $1,890 of extrinsic. We've booked already, this was last year, in 27 days, okay? We managed to book, almost, and I didn't count it on this day back here as well, but we've probably booked close to $8,000 of extrinsic on this thing. So we're getting pretty close on this one to putting this thing in the win column. I'm fine. Is strategy a great stock? No. Would I recommend it to anyone? Not really. Okay, but it has great volatility out there, and it'll still pay off. It won't be as good as an uptrending stock. If it happens to base out and turn higher, that would be fantastic. If it doesn't, it's all good. We're still going to make money on this thing as we go. Gold's now up 240% in 160 days. We've already started selling our extrinsic for this year. And then lastly, we've got Broadcom up 19% in just 2 months. And then we got SoFi up 14% in just 3 weeks on this. And the stock is actually down, okay, a little bit uh, as far as value goes since we opened. I don't know if this is set up correctly. Yeah, it looks right here. So stock value is down a bit, but we have generated great cash flow, so I'm pretty excited on this thing. We finished last year with a ROI of about 50%. We're up to almost 60% now on this. We have $103,000 worth of trades going on here. We're up to 167,000 in value so far, and we've already closed some out, but that puts us up almost $61,000 for the year. Yep, the value is higher. Okay, we've taken some losses on closing the P&L out, but the extrinsic keeps paying us, and any intrinsic losses, well, those just get transferred into gains on the longs, even though they're unrealized. Okay, that's all. We can close it anytime we want to for a nice chunk of change. Anyway, there's where we are on the trades for the year. The income Parment cover call was the number one trade last year. I think generated about $62,000 on the year. The 112C generated around $31,000 last year, and I think I was around 21,000 in zero DTE. We were positive on Strangles, 120-day naked puts, and spec trades for the year last year. All right. That being said, let's jump into some stocks and take a look at the markets and what's happening in here. As we go through the weekend and you're trying to make some plans, I think I'd be a little bit cautious here, not bearish, just cautious. So let's take a look. All right, on the E-mini futures, you can see what the markets have been doing. Now, on the S&P here, we did briefly for like 3 days, 2 days, okay? And for 3 days here, we broke through the previous high and then came back in. Okay? Yes, it's a higher high, okay? And we still have yet to put in, and we still right now have a higher low on this recent move. So we went from this little, lower high, lower low, back to a higher high, higher low. So a little bit of a dip, great buying opportunity if you got back in. If not, we might be on our way to another one. We've got an anchored VWAP with the white line down below here. We've got the uptrend line. So we're going to keep an eye on this thing as we kind of just shop around in here. What's really getting killed right now is it's much of the Mag 7 is dragging the S&P down. So the S&P not looking too shabby. 8 still above the 21. Stocks above the 21. Bullish PSAR above the 50 RSI. That's all good stuff. Okay, so bullish on the S&P 500 as a whole. Okay. If we look at the NASDAQ, though, okay, you're technically in a downtrend. Okay, so we've got lower highs here, even though we have a higher low here. So we've got some lower highs going on, trying to make a higher high, higher low here and break through this downtrend line. But unlike the S&P, this thing's in a bit of a downtrend. Okay, much of a triangle pattern. So symmetrical triangle pattern. Let's see how this resolves, up or down. If we break through this level, okay, we still have to break this to have a lower low, okay, even though we have a higher high. So it's just kind of sideways, but doesn't look great on the NASDAQ. Tech stocks taking a little bit of a beating right now. All right, let's jump into oil. Oil continues in this downtrend. We'll see what happens when the futures open up on Sunday night with the whole Venezuela thing going on. None of the oil fields or anything were damaged there. I don't really see that impacting things on the oil side a whole lot, but that could put a little bit of a bid under some pricing here, depending on how that situation gets resolved in Venezuela. That being said, 8 below the 21, stock below the 21, RSI below 50, not a positive environment. I'm not super bullish here, but strangles have worked. A strangle here is not a bad setup, but I'd like to see some resolution in it. We have some strangles on in oil. It's not bad. Keep an eye on it. I wouldn't put all your chips in here. And if we can get back down to this 55 level or this Bollinger Band down here, if we can hold it, I think that's a great level to start, naked puts, 112 trades, things like that back in again. All right, gold. How's gold looking? Well, gold, unlike the S&P, held out for, more than, 3 days, but only 4 days, and then a massive bearish candle knocked us back inside here with an inside day on Tuesday, another lower day on Wednesday, and then yet another lower day on Thursday. So I told people, don't just buy this bounce. It's an inside candle day on this massive bearish candle on big volume. I don't think gold's going to zero, so don't get all panicky here. It's just giving you a better setup. Would I get in right here? Well, you are at the 21. It's not the worst thing to do, okay? But the momentum is all down, okay? You triggered a bearish PSAR, okay? You're below the 21. RSI is right at 51, but falling. Why be in a hurry here? Now, if it bounces back up and starts to climb here, then we'll keep an eye on this thing and see what's happening. Maybe we can also take a look at this previous pivot high level, okay, in here to see if that provides any sort of support for it at all. And if we really want to get some crazy stuff going, we can take a look at some fibs here and see where we landed. And we actually landed right at the 38.2 fib. We held that exactly on Friday. So maybe some fib levels here, keeping an eye on this. Look at the 50, but if we can get down to the 60, 618 level, I think this would be a beautiful level to get in at, maybe even at the 50% retracement. We could hold here and bounce. Okay? Why be first? Just wait and see what happens on gold futures. Still looks bearish overall. I still think we go higher next year. I think this is a really good opportunity. Let's see if it pays off. All right. That being said, let's take a look at bonds. Bonds continue to be in this downtrend, which is not great. Not a beautiful looking, chart. Okay, channeling to the downside. Top of the channel, bottom of the channel, top of the channel, bottom of the channel, back to the top of the channel. Now heading back to the middle of the channel on bonds. I still think rates will hold up here. I don't know if the Fed's going to really be aggressive in cutting rates this year. We could see the long end of the curve still holding. I don't think it's going to raise a ton, but 8 below the 21, stock below the 21, RSI below 50. The only thing positive here was the PSAR, and that flipped to a negative on Friday, okay, which means everything here is bullish on bonds or bearish on bonds. I'd be holding off here. Middle of the channel, not the worst place. Let's see if we can come back down, maybe retest some of this support level in here. And this support could really prove to be an excellent point to get into bonds. Not super bullish on bonds, not bearish. Okay, I would want to see some strengthening before we want to get back into some strangles on bonds. All right, that being said, quick look at the markets here. Amazon, and you're going to see this on a lot of different charts that I may go through here, but you can see this little consolidation area, this little value area that we were in for about 2 solid weeks until big breakdown on Friday for Amazon. Okay, blowing back through the 8, the 21, the 50, the 100 day, all the way down to this uptrend line. Got the anchored VWAP down in here, so that's what we'll keep an eye on. Is this anchored VWAP that dates back to this April 7th date. We've held it once, we've held it twice. Will we test it again, or will this trend line here hold up? We'll see. I would be cautious on Amazon. I would not be entering new positions. Just me. NVIDIA still has a little bit of this area of consolidation. Okay, you don't have to try to grab the whole area here. So maybe a little bit of an area consolidation, but this has held up fairly well. Had a downtrend, broke the downtrend line, so we're back to a higher high. We just need another higher low and another higher high. The trend could be up. The 8 is above the 21. The stock's above the 21. RSI is above 50 and a bullish PSR. So right now, NVIDIA probably looks the best of any of the stocks that are out there right now. Okay, Tesla does not look good. Eight's about to cross the 21. You had this consolidation area here. We gapped down, broke through that. We do now have a gap to the upside to fill. Okay, we really don't have gaps down here. I don't really know that there's any good areas of support here. Maybe if we take a look at some fib levels. Okay, we didn't hold the 50, although we're right at it. So, we could potentially find some support in here or at the bottom of this Bollinger Band at the 618 fib. We'll keep an eye on it. It's in no man's land. It'd be a no touch for me. Every single thing is bearish on Tesla. Meta, big gap above to fill, which we haven't filled, and a very strong anchored VWAP from up above. There's probably another one we can draw here. That one really doesn't help, but could provide, but this one has been a support level. Okay, so we'll see. Okay, if this can hold up as some support, you could even pop another one on down in here. Okay, so we've got a bunch of areas here of support of Meta. It is breaking out of this value area of consolidation to the downside. Everything is negative. Okay, I don't see great stuff here. I'd probably be holding off if it's me. Apple looks like a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern. If it breaks this slightly slanted neckline here of 268, I think this thing could be in some trouble. Google, it's in that consolidation zone up in here. It's trying to break to the upside, but just hasn't been able to do it. I think you got to just chill out here. Now, I like the fact that it goes up, consolidates, goes up, consolidates, but then it hasn't been able to get any momentum going. It's trying again, consolidating. Let's see if we can get a break to the upside. Things look good on the technical pieces down here with the MACD rising, RSI rising. You've got a bullish PSAR, 8 above the 21, stock above the 21. So decent look for Google if it can break out to the upside. Microsoft, consolidation zone, broke down heavily below the 200-day. Again, this thing it cannot get out of its own way. If we looked at this uptrend line, it broke it here as well. This thing just is not good. I'm just staying out. Palantir, also major breakage of lines. The 8's crossing below the 21. That's not good. Okay, it happened back in here. Okay, and we sold off from about 186 all the way down to about 147. So that's about a 40-point drop the last time. It's already dropped from 195 to 167. So 30-point drop this time. Okay, but the 8's just crossing the 21. You broke this anchored VWAP, bearish PSAR, stocks heading lower on RSI, MACD. Nothing looks good on Palantir. Wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Okay, Robinhood, still in this downtrend. A bit of a channel here. We can actually probably take this off and maybe draw a bit of a regression channel here. Oops. It's up here is what I want. So let's take a look at this regression channel from maybe this zone here all the way to today. Okay. So taking a look at this channel, okay, towards the top, hits the bottom of the channel, top of the channel, bottom of the channel, top of the channel. Now just struggling in the middle of this channel, heading lower, nothing positive on Hood right now. So I'd be cautious. 8 below the 21, bearish PSAR, stock below the 21. Hanging on the middle of the channel right now. If it can't get some momentum here off of this anchored VWAP, which it pretty much has done just 1, 2, kind of 3, and now 4 times to this anchored VWAP. This thing is a very solid support line. If this holds up, we could see maybe the next push to the top of this channel. I'd be holding off. Okay, Netflix, value area, breaking down below. Goodbye. Okay, Broadcom, there's a lot of colors and stuff all over this thing. Okay, it's in this consolidation zone now. It's trying to break above, hasn't been able to do so, but the 8's below the 21, the stock's below the 21. You got a bearish PSAR until Friday. Friday, we triggered a bullish PSAR on the initial bump higher. MACD's been rising, RSI's trying to rise. it's kind of a no man's land, almost a stranglish trade here. I think you just got to give it time to break out of this channel one way or the other. Okay. Looking at SoFi, it's also in a bit of this trading channel here as well. So it's been, for the most part, in this channel, with the exception of, a day or two in this channel, and still in it. Okay. Downtrend line, but a symmetrical triangle. So it's a recent uptrend, a little bit longer downtrend. Bearish PSAR, but getting close to being broken. RSI rising. MACD is kind of flat. Okay. 8 is below the 21, but the stock's back above both and the 50. It's just got a lot of stuff to break through here, but I don't think this consolidation's bad. Keep an eye. It's going to go one way or the other through here, right? Doesn't have a choice. Okay. It can go sideways for a while. When it breaks this consolidation, that's going to be the move if you're trading it. Lastly, let's just hit a few quick things. Shop, breaking down, doesn't look good. Here, don't like shop. App had this ascending triangle here, but it just couldn't get through it, broke down. It doesn't look good either. Everything bearish going on here in app. I would hold on before I would jump in to this thing. Doesn't mean you can't get in at some point. I think you're getting good setup opportunities. Granny holding on here, a bit of a triangle pattern as well. I mean, this thing's a pretty, symmetrical triangle when we take a look at this thing. Okay. We're getting ready to make a move one way or the other. No clue how this one's going yet. Okay. Bull, is it going to find a bottom eventually and start to move? I don't think until crypto moves, bull doesn't move. If crypto starts to move, watch bull. I think that's the catalyst. Oscar here, been in this downtrend. Nothing positive in this area yet. Let's see. Did we finally maybe put in some support? It's not a bad spot here, and we have a gap to fill. Okay, from here to here. So there's a gap fill. Okay. I would really think from this candle to here, this particular gap, okay, needs to get filled to the downside before we can really get some upside going. We were getting closer. Maybe it holds on, but at some point this gap's going to get filled. I'd just be patient. Once that gap gets filled, you could have a double bottom. This thing could eventually make its move. And then UNH, really tight symmetrical triangle breakout. Good move Friday. Okay, you've got the bullish PSAR up here at 341 to trigger. Okay, so 5 points away. We could hit it on Monday or Tuesday if we get some momentum. Okay, all your moving averages really tight in here. You can barely see where they are. This anchored VWAP is kind of a mess. This one here, pretty good. Little bit of support on Friday. It hasn't been long-term support and used that often, so we'll probably pull that off at some point in time. These anchored VWAPs have not been much of anything on UNH, so just keep the simple chart here. Big move, good volume. I like UNH here. Okay, I still think 400 is in our sights. I'm a little worried about a few internal things with it, but if I stick true to myself, I trade what I see, and what I see is a stock that's been just a beautiful strangle and naked put setup every time it dips, naked puts. Most of the time strangles. Eventually this thing will get rocking and rolling. Taking a look at Bitcoin, love the base here. Really hefty, long consolidation on this thing. I think it's getting ready. I'm still targeting the next week or two before this thing starts getting going. It broke this trend, this channel. I like it here. Overhead resistance by the boatloads, really tight bands. I think Bitcoin is ready to go soon. If that means strategy would go too, well, strategy is kind of decoupled from it a bit. It's not at the high side, but this thing has had the absolute daylights beaten out of it. Okay, I like it here for a trade. I don't love it for a long-term hold. It's been a great income-forming cover call strategy for me because of the volatility on it, and I don't mind the downtrend line because I can sell in the money and protect myself against downtrend drops. I like it. And then coin looks just like strategy. Okay, these are very, very similar Looking charts. Okay, so coin looks like absolute dog doo-doo as well. It's not really following Bitcoin and flattening out here. It's been more negative, but it's a better company than Strategy, and it might be something to keep an eye on here. It's not performing well. Okay? But I think at some point here, you've got to start to take a look at this thing as a potential trade or bottom opportunity on it. I like Ethereum here. This one looks better than some of the rest. Okay. But it still has a pretty good consolidation area going here. It breaks out to the upside here and there. Okay. It breaks at a downside here and there. But for the most part, really sideways trending. Now, Bitcoin looks pretty decent as well. And Ethereum has really looked pretty decent. The downtrend is broken on it. We don't have higher highs, okay, and higher lows anymore. Okay. We have a lower, a lower high, but a higher low. It's just tightening up. Tight Bollinger Bands, but they're starting to open up on the up and downside here. I think Ethereum could get going, and if it does, okay, then I think Bitmine is the way to play it. Still a stock that I like and I want to keep an eye on how this thing's going. This could be potentially a double bottom here. It looks big volume day on Friday. I like what it's doing. I like Bitminer or Bitmine more than I like a strategy or a coin right now. But either way, I think you can play these things for some trades. Anyway, there's some stocks, some opportunities to take a look at. We had a great year. Okay. We're back into it in 2026 now. I'm excited for where we're going. Off to a great start. We'll see you guys later. We are changing some strategies in the investing account. If you want to see what I'm doing, come and join us in the Discord. If not, stay tuned. We'll put some stuff out on YouTube. I'll keep sharing our positions with you. My goal is this year to be able to generate in that investing account from a income standpoint. We're at like 400 and some $1,000s in that account. I'm going to look to generate $10,000 a month all year this year, and then hopefully increase that as we go. So see how we do. I'm going to treat it as a retirement account this year. Can I, and again, I don't recommend this, could I potentially generate 10 grand a month on a $400,000 account? It's a little over 400,000 in that account. In fact, let me take a quick look and see where we ended up last year in that account. We are at 404. Okay, so we're at $404,000 in that account. I will keep putting money into it. It is an investing account. I have multiple investing accounts, but this is the one I'm sharing. But if you want to follow along with that challenge, can I generate 10 grand a month consistently using income poor men covered calls and covered call ETFs as my primary two strategies where I can generate cash flow, okay, in a retirement style, only looking for like 2% a month, 1.7, 2% a month, something uh, in that realm. I think we can do it. Come and follow along with that. We'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.